Peace to the family, was goody? It's your boy back with another episode. I'm the host, Jody Wins. Welcome to the Jody Wins Show. I know y'all see the shirt for today. I love mentally unstable women. Let's get it though. Before we start with the NBA, you know what I mean? We finna talk about what happened over the weekend with some wrestling, yo. WWE Elimination Chamber. Shit was wicked. First, we gonna start off with my girl Jade returning from injury. She beat the lace front off of Naomi's head. Yo, she was just beating the brakes off of her. So the storyline was Jade got attacked backstage. Nobody knew who it was. She was the tag team champion with Bianca Belair. Like I said, somebody attacked her, and they had the storyline. They had it viewed as it was Liv Morgan and her homegirl, but it wasn't. And I always said, I was like, yo, once Bianca Belair and Naomi won the tag team titles, I was like, Naomi did it. You know, she did it. And the story was gonna be like she this jealous person. She got overlooked by Jade when Jade came into the WWE. Like I said, I've been saying this. I've been said it was Naomi, wicked, but she came beginning of the match. It was a perfect comeback for her. She beat the brakes off of Naomi. She hit her with the door, threw her through the pot. You know what I mean? She was just beating the shit out of her. From there, I mean, Bianca Belair won the match, but that's irrelevant. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Who else returned? That nigga Randy Orton came back. Kevin Owens was beating the shit out of Sami Zayn. And then Randy Orton came back, hit that nigga with the RKO. He was finna punt that nigga head off his neck, but the security came in there and broke it up. And then the hot topic, that nigga John Cena turned heel. Like, shit was wicked. My nigga turned heel. Bro, that shit was crazy. I kind of knew it once Cody didn't lead the ring. You know what I mean? Once John didn't lead the ring, I was like, that nigga John Cena finna turn. Rock came out with Travis Scott. You know, that shit was it was dope, bro. That shit was like equivalent to when Hulk Hogan turned heel, went to the NWO, joined credit the NWO. So that shit gonna be wicked. Monday Night Raw come on tonight. Hopefully they pick up the storyline, pick up where they left off. But yeah, Elimination Chamber was nice. That shit was fire. I ain't gonna even cap. Well, let's get into the NBA now. We had some games. We had Boston go against Denver Nuggets last night. Celtics won 110-103. That nigga Jaylen Brown had 22, 5, and 8 for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray had 26, 6, and 7. Braun had 24 and 6. Joker had 20, 14, and 9. Almost a triple-double. The Celtics, they still cooking. Nuggets, they still doing good. This game is a great game amongst the top teams in each division, but it's still it don't matter because it ain't the playoffs. We had the Cavs beat Portland. Cavs won 133-129 in overtime. Cavs was losing most of the game. They was down double digits. They fought back, came back and got the dub. Hunter had 32 and 7 for the Cavs. Jerome had 25, 5, and 6 off the bench. Evan Mobley had 20 and 8. Donovan Mitchell didn't play for the Portland Trailblazers. Avdija had 30, 12, and 10, triple-double. That nigga be hooping, bro. Like, that nigga be hooping. Anthony Simons had 27 points. He shot kind of poorly, but, you know, it was a great game. Portland not one of them teams where I'd be like, oh, that was a good-ass game, because Portland is ass. They just not winning. But shout out to the Cavs for figuring out how to get that dub. We had the Pacers go against the Bulls. Pacers won 127-112. That nigga Naismith had a season high 27 and 5. Siakam had 20 and 6. Holly had 17 and 12. For the Bulls, Kobe White had 26 and 7. I mean, he didn't really have Josh Giddey he was flirting around a triple-double, but, you know, Quagmire wasn't enough. Shout out to the Pacers. You know, they a good regular season team. They're going to be in the playoffs, but they ain't finna make no noise. Bulls, they might as well go fishing. We had the Knicks go against the Heat in an overtime thriller, 116-112. The Knicks won. Jalen Brunson had 31, 5, and 6, and he had the late game 3 to secure the win. OG Anunoby had 23, 9, and 5. For the Heat, Bam had 30 and 7, and Tyler Hero had 22 and 7. Andrew Wiggins didn't play, but it was a good game. That was a good game for the Knicks, but if you haven't close games with the Heat, with your roster that you got, you know, it's not a good look. You know, they be playing their starters too many minutes anyway. But I don't think the Knicks gonna go far just because of how much they rely on their starters. They ain't gonna be banged up. They ain't gonna be there. They ain't gonna be reliable later on in the season, start playoffs, mid-playoffs, because Tom Thibodeau played them niggas a lot. 40 minutes, you know what I mean? That's a lot in today's game. We had the Toronto Raptors go against the Orlando Magic. Toronto won 104 to 102. Emmanuel Quickly had 24. RJ Barrett had 22, 5, and 5. For the Magic, Franz Wagner had 25. My nigga Paolo had 23 and 5. They barely won that game, but Emmanuel Quickly was hooping in the second half. Magic is still the better team, you know what I mean? But Toronto, they on the rise. Like I said, Brandon Ingram ain't been there. Yeah, shout out to Toronto for getting that dub. We had OKC go against San Antonio. OKC won 146 to 132. The nigga Jalen Williams had 41, 6, and 7. SGA had 31 and 8. For the Spurs, Castle had 32 and 8 off the bench. Fox had 20. You know, Wemby out for the season, so this is a good chance for the young boys in San Antonio to get their momentum, get their game right, build their confidence to be ready for next season. Even though they lost, they put up a fight. Shout out to Castle. You know, that 32 and 8 off the bench is wicked. OKC, you know, they could possibly get to the finals. Even though they're young, like hopefully they don't go against like the Lakers or, you know what I mean, the Nuggets. Even Dabs, even the healthy Dallas Mavericks. But other than that, it's a breeze on the West for the Thunder. We have the New Orleans Pelicans go against the Utah Jazz. NO won 128 to 121. That nigga Kelly Olynyk had 26 and 9. That's a season high. 26 and 9. He was hooping. CJ had 25 and 8. Zion had 24, 9, and 6. Murphy had 26 and 6. For the Jazz, George had 28 and 6 off the bench, and Sensabaugh had 21. Like I said, Utah, they in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. You know what I mean? They going to be whack as hell for the rest of the year. They ain't even a threat to me and my niggas if we want to go play. You know what I mean? We had the Wolves beat the shit out of the Suns. Wolves won 116 to 98. My nigga Ant-Man had 44, 5, and 7. DiVincenzo had 24 off the bench. Julius Randle had 20 and 6. For the Suns, KD had 28 and 10 or 26 and 10. Nobody else hit 20. You know, like Suns struggling. They just keep losing. This was Ant-Man first game back after the suspension. I think he got like 16 techs, so he had to be suspended for a game. We had the Lakers go against the Clippers, battle at LA. Lakers won 108 to 102. Luka had 29, 9, and 6. My nigga Kawhi Leonard showed up. That nigga had 33 and 10. That nigga was hooping. The fight. So this past weekend we had the fight. Gervonta Davis versus Roach. I mean, it was kind of. I think they cheated Roach out of the dub because it was a draw. You know what I mean? Majority draw. But Roach beat the brakes off of him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say he beat the brakes off of him, but I think he did enough to win because of that Tank took the knee. That should have counted as a knockdown. So there shouldn't have been no draw. Shouldn't have been no majority draw. Tank talking about he had grease in his eye. You know, the little John that did his hair. She posted talking about, I did his hair on Wednesday. That's an excuse and all this other shit. For sure, I think Gervonta Davis should have lost that fight because, I get it. Like when you're the challenger, you gotta take the title. So I guess he didn't really take the title, but he did that knee should have counted as a knockdown. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they was doing. Everybody talking about it's gonna be a rematch. Javante talking about that ain't in it. That ain't what he worried about right now. Javante don't got that perfect record no more. He got a draw on his record. Everybody trying to beat Floyd Mayweather. Y'all can't beat my nigga Floyd. Y'all can't beat him. Y'all niggas can't do it. Floyd used to fight, and then Floyd got smart, and then Floyd just started beating the shit out of people. With his brain, with his mind, mentally beating the shit out of people. That's all we gonna get into in the day for today's episode. Trying to change. I'm trying to my pod schedule is finna be switched to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a new episode gonna go up at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, I be gaming. So we gonna get this. We gonna get this channel cracking, y'all. Shout out to y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. I hope y'all had a good weekend. Let's push this week forward. Let's be great all week. Let's get it.